I'm alive, right? I believe I am. I think at some point I'll probably add like. Wait, can people hear me? I believe so. At some point I will probably add like a TikTok stream to this, and then just try and figure out where to go from there. Because right now I'm streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, but otherwise, that's about it. I don't really know if I want to do Kick yet. Twitter I can't do because I don't have premium, although I do have a Twitter account. And then, besides that, I mean, it'd just be TikTok at this point. But if I'm going to be streaming, I might as well stream on as many platforms as possible. It just makes sense. Oh, also, one thing I will do. This is just like purely like what I want to happen. Because usually I don't really care if I don't usually care if people want to like. I don't usually care if people want to edit this or make their own or AI generate something for this, but just in general, I'll probably have this as like whatchamacallit, like a huge like a rule for like all streams where I'm actually making something is do not basically do anything until I'm finished. So do not edit do not edit backseat. Well, I don't know what the term for backseating and someone's doing something is. I know what backseat gaming is, but I guess backseat digital drawing. Do not edit backseat digital drawing or use use AI on whatever I am doing until the work is finished. After that point, you can do what you like. It's not gonna stop anybody, obviously, but just preferably while I'm actually making something, don't tell me like, yo, do this to make it better. No, don't do that, and don't recreate or edit it in that meantime. That would just be a rule for pretty much any stream I do like this. Otherwise, I will probably ban you, because I don't want you around like that. But otherwise, after that point, you can do pretty much whatever you want with it. Message pinned. I believe people can hear me. So do not edit backseat digital drawing, recreate, or use AI on whatever I'm doing until the work is finished. So once the work is finished, you can put it into whatever generator you want. You can redraw it yourself, remix it, edit it. I don't mind. I'm not really gonna be a stickler about it. If I make anything, it's in the public anyway, so just touch it however you want to. Just don't actually do anything about it while I'm still making it, because then you won't be getting the full essence of what I'm doing. Basically, I don't want to see your version of something I'm doing while I'm only like halfway done with whatever I'm at finish. All right. That should be pretty easy to understand. Otherwise, you can do what you want. Like, you can ask how it's going, but don't like tell me about hey, can I like draw this right now or something? Wait until it's finished, and then you can do whatever you want with it. Where's my remote? Ah, there it is. I'll probably pull up the stream on my TV simply because it'd be easy to monitor it that way. We'll monitor chat that way. Because I won't actually be moderating from my phone. I'll be moderating from like another tab. My phone will be the place where I use other sites. Actually, I also need to hear myself again, so let me hear it. Okay, there we go. So I can actually hear myself pretty well. You guys can see my screen. There is window capture. I'll turn that down. It's not supposed to be up like that. But yeah, I'll get into it now. I guess I'll post this. I guess I'll create a post. Making a channel banner. And I'll discuss some other things as time goes on. So, if anyone wants to talk about anything, you are free to do so. Alright, so. I'm probably going to have to learn what these clipping and other things are. Just to see how they're actually going to affect. You can merge layers, but can you actually separate them? Can you separate layers once you already have them? That will be interesting. I could duplicate layers as well, but I do want to be able to see if you can break them up. Okay. I forgot my background is white, so all my layers are transparent, so I'm putting stuff onto a white background. Which, I mean, it's alright. Now, because this is a channel banner, this isn't like... Because I already have two channels, technically, that I actually use a lot, so... This is the gaming channel, so I have to make something specifically for that. Now, I won't have any characters on here for obvious reasons, but getting another landscape up will be a good idea. So, I will be doing that to see what we can get a hold of. Just gotta type my name up on the screen, my TV, and should be ready to go. There you go. Okay, should be ready to go. Okay. Let's see. This is a black layer. It's layer 1. I'm not sure why it's like that, but I guess it's fine. Could use that for shadows later. It doesn't really matter too much. So I'll actually get rid of that. It doesn't really matter that much. Forgot, there's all these other tools on the side as well. But I will get to them as time goes on. There's a dot tool. I wonder why this is like that. That could be good for making lines, actually. Not there yet, though, so I'm not going to use it. Then this is just a move. And this is a fill tool. Bucket tool, gradient tool. Yada, 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 yada. Okay. First color we start with. I'll move a little down. It's snowing right now, so I'll move a little bit down. I forgot what complement does, but we'll use it. I only really use flat brushes for this one. Although watercolor might be cool. See what edge pen looks like. No, not what I'm looking for. Airbrush. Airbrush is a bit better. So I'll probably use airbrush Actually, that might be better. How does hard look? Looks like that versus soft. They look almost identical. Whereas this one looks a bit different. Okay. Although this is faint on the edge, so somewhat makes sense. Well, I should probably zoom in for what I'm looking for. So do a side at a time. Not like that, but more or less this. But we need a change, so we can start here. Use the line of a logarithm and just keep pulling this across. Although, looking at that doesn't look right. So actually, keep, like, it needs to stay increasing a little bit. And not have that noticeable jump there. It needs to be consistently up slowly. Yeah. Because that's a more rapid increase right there. You can definitely tell. That's going down. This is roughly where I want it to be. Okay. Not exactly a logarithm curve, but this part is. And then this part, not really. Need to consider what I'm going to put down there now. Could put something here. Because it's different enough. So now I have a line here that I could just follow across, and it shouldn't be too bad. There we go. It's a little bit of discrepancy here. Fix that. Could, in theory, actually make that a little bit wider. Although, wait, that actually is making this entire thing white. It doesn't look right, but now it's blending in. I will actually delete that, because I can probably fix this in by just doing that. And, like, muting it down a bit. It's going to be difficult to line that up later, but, you know. Actually, believe it or not, actually restarting it may be a better idea. Not that low, though. Something around here. Because then you could just glide it over. Okay. That's layer 2. Layer 1's supposed to be a shadow layer. Now, what do I want to do? If this is a logarithm curve, it would be good to have... Well, it could also be considered an exponential curve as well. So, I could have one... I could have one up here, but it's a different color. So, I'll start in this corner and work my way over. Actually, I believe this is bigger than what they have down here. It seems to be. But because the opacity is so low, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So, here we begin. can just glide that over. Now that's covering a lot more space than the other one. So let me undo that. And restart. Because that's taking up a lot more space. And it starts here. Yeah, it will start about here. This turn is not that sharp though. Oh, actually, the way that this this mouse pad is actually oriented, it's hurting this a little bit. Because it's supposed to go across a bit smoothly. More like what I'm doing right now. Yeah. Yeah, that's more accurate. And then you just have a darker one up here. Actually, I think that's incorrect, but we're going to rock with it either way. Now that has an intersection, and that's not supposed to happen. Otherwise, you can just do this. It's a little bit of a gap there, so redo it. Erasing is a bit difficult, but it's alright. Yeah, because we want to have like a little white sliver in between. It shouldn't be 100% accurate. Although this one is more undulations than the top one, than the bottom one. So I think neither of those are actually correct. Yeah, because at a certain point, this is fine. The rest of it is not. Compare. Okay. Sliver here, a little bit wider here. Not what I'm looking for. Okay. That should be fine. Okay, so 2 different bands generally. And then well, this was what the TV is going to see. The desktop is not going to see that. It's going to see this small area in between. Now I can add a darker shade up here. And that will be... And that will fill this rim up here. So this here to seal up this area. Just cover it up a little bit. And just drag this over. And that's fine. The bottom needs to have this here. So something like this. Not jumping into the line per se. It needs to be straddling the line, but not jumping directly into it. And then you come down. And you wouldn't do that. I actually believe I started from that end, so actually This is a better way to do this. Should always copy what you last did. And then can make a rise there. And now this area I can fill in. Somewhat. I always wonder why when I look online at either people who do digital art on Twitter or the new Purely Human site, which has, well, it claims to have no AI generated stuff on there. It's supposed to be a space for people who don't want to see AI. But it always, for me, it's interesting to see, like, why are all the art styles that people have, why do they all look the same even though they're different people? That's interesting to me. Why does it look the same? And then when I look at my stuff compared to theirs, it's like, yours looks very different. What's happening there? Close this up. This end can save that way. Okay, now this bottom part is taller than this part. I could definitely see it here. But that's fine. Because you could always melt this down. Which, I mean, could probably do that right now, actually. Not at that level, but can at least melt it down. So maybe here. And then I have like a yellow overlay for this one. No, it's a very strong one, but I have a yellow one. So I'll just have a large mixing gradient for yellow. So yellow is green color, but I'll have a large mixing gradient for it. Okay. This area probably needs, just judging at it, probably needs a bit more orange to support it. So like something like this. A bit more vivid than that, I feel. Because then I can put this here. Although that resembles the top a little too much, so maybe not. Something like that could work. And then on the top, it would be an expansion of this. And then, as you get a little bit further down, you bleed into some green color. This that blue streak needs to be filled in a little bit more. This area here, it's a little too weak. It's just a bit better. Okay, so yeah, you have about two sides, and then you have this area in the middle. You can add a shadow to parts of this. I do know that for sure. Add a shadow underneath this. So I probably want to add it here. It's not going to show up here. So what I'm going to do is keep that there. I'm going to have this darker area just sit underneath this red and a lighter area underneath the blue just to see what that does. Now that makes it look a bit messy, I will admit. But the fact that it's leaching through does help a bit. So maybe not that. That's probably not what I'm looking for. I'm probably looking for more of a gray color here. So yeah, I'm probably looking for more of this gray undertone. Yeah, because this separates it a bit better. And then underneath here, I'll just... Well, there's already plenty of white underneath here. But I like a slight gray towards the end. To give it more of that power that it needs. And then at the tip here, you can add of white. On the top, and then on the bottom, it's gray. I can merge layers, but I don't want to do that right now. Alright. This is... I'm not sure what type of layer this is. It's a navigator. So flip it as well. Okay, now I can use the dot tool. I'm going to use black for this. Yeah, we're going to use a dot tool for this. Because this is quite small. Very small, actually, holy. Can you even see that? Yes, you can. No. So this would probably be just an outline tool. Which, speaking of which, is actually quite good at doing. Let's make a rough outline. You're not trying to perfect this. Just trace it over. It's a little too high. Just trace it over. Believe it or not, that actually does add. Actually does help segregate what's what and what's not. It's actually pretty good. And then there's just a little bit left. And definitely not like that, though. Definitely not like that. Okay. There are tools up here. It's a curved line, so I can make an ellipse. A radial snap, so polar coordinates, vanishing point, and parallel snaps. You can make a circle snap. You can see the coordinates here. It's pretty cool. Now, that's not the center of this. Well, hold on, re-add that. That's definitely not the center. That's definitely not the center of this. I can feel it. Because I can, like, it feels like the center, but it's also not the center. You could draw lines like that. That's pretty cool. But that's not what I'm looking for. That's not the center. Definitely not the center. But, I mean, honestly, I could probably move this over. This is an interesting way. Something interesting, you know. I don't know what exactly I'm trying to make here, but it looks pretty interesting. I think actually making it like this would be better. Yeah, because then it will be much easier to actually get, not like that. Be much easier to actually get the rings down. That is roughly the next zone. Roughly. It's not fully the next zone. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You can make another one here. And that 2 is here, so let's start like roughly around there. Although that's not symmetrical. It would be roughly through this area. Even though that's also not symmetrical. And by symmetrical, I don't mean like it's symmetrical. I just mean the edges are not directly along the line. That's about it. So from this red area, it should probably be a little bit higher. So closer to this area. And then all the way up to that. Yep, that makes sense. Because I could also change the color here. So, yeah, add pure green. And there will be a layer above this as well. But now that I have it, that's not where I want it to be. Because I can now have 100% opacity for the next layer. That's 1. So 2. 2 will be right there. There we go. Seems about what I was looking for. Oh. Speaking of which, that looks kind of big. So what I'll do. Actually, no, re-add that thing. But now I need to make sure I have another one. The back end needs to be a little different. Because I'm imagining that it's moving this way. So I actually need a lot of these black lines to actually cluster around it now. So drop this back down to 59. Well, actually 60 would be better. So then this here comes from the back. Does that even make sense? It does have a ripple effect. But this will be it pushing out. Just have to remember. Does it make logical sense for this to even be possible? I'm not sure. We will see though. No, I don't want that. Definitely not. Okay, so this is quite small, actually. It feels quite small. Alright, so something like this would be a bit better. Where it has a hole there. It's a little bit overreach. Too much overreach. Too much overreach still. That's not right. And I know it's not right. Okay. That's alright. And then on the back here, I guess I'll start adding some gray waves too. And then some smaller ones in between. Although that's not all on one line. So, although it does not have to all be on one line. That is something that I should probably know. It does not all have to be on one line. It can look weird like that. And still be okay. This portion in the middle can have a gray inner circle. And then... no, not like that. What's the color I haven't used? I haven't used purple yet, so... that could be around the core itself. Okay. And then you can add like a series of lines on top of this. It's definitely nowhere near done. Okay, wait. Add this around to make it fainter. And then here on the outskirt, we'll have this color. Although, excuse me, I can make that a little bit more transparent. Just so what's underneath it bleeds through a bit more. There we go. Okay. Now we have curve snapping. I think it should be done by now. This curve snapping tool is a bit weird. Hold on. Actually, no, get rid of this thing. Okay. Now this bottom, this thing, I need another layer. This layer needs to be moved higher. This layer also needs to move higher. And then this one would be underneath this. That is probably not right. Is there a way I can actually move this thing? I don't know if that's possible. No. It seems like you can't just move this thing anymore. You should be able to, but you can't. Unless, I'm just making mistakes again, as I normally do. That's color mark. Okay. Seems like I'm gonna have to roll with something here. I don't mean it will be working in layer 2. Okay. Finally arrived at my position. Now, honestly, there could be some greens that come out of this, particularly dark greens. That's not bright enough. And no universe is that bright enough. No. So 2 connection tips there. Another connection tip there. So 3 connector tips there. And then on the back, you probably want 1 single exhaust fan. So a little bit wider. Straight for this in the center. You get 1 red tip right there. Followed by 1 red tip right there. 1 red tip right there. And then from both ends we'll just have this yellow one where it's just even larger. 1 yellow tip right there. 1 yellow tip right there. And if I were to look underneath the hood, it'll look something like that. Which I guess is okay. But it's about selling the illusion that counts. Which, I mean, this looks pretty weird already. But it's about selling the colors that matters. Although to be fair, everything looks blurry now. I won't lie. It looks blurry now. It looks blurry. It doesn't look high definition, but maybe that's the plan. Okay, so that's the undercut. We have the gray cut now. Am I able to? No. Am I able to add on top? Am I able to add on top of the gray here? Yes, I am. That's pretty huge. Okay, so I can actually add to this now. This is gonna be my channel banner. Oh my goodness! Wow. What I want to do actually. I believe I can have a crisscross snap. Okay. And it's gonna go straight through here. It's gonna go like through here through an angle like this. Because I want it to go straight to the center of whatever I'm trying to cook here. It will cut through like that. So, what does that actually mean now? That would mean these side bits will actually can actually get color across them. Not like that. Hopefully not like that. But the coloring is a bit weird with this thing. It's very weird. I kind of don't like that, actually. Because I want to have blue streaks across some of these. The tool makes it so easy to line up everything. But I'll have like one major exception here. I think some of these I will probably get rid of. So it is like a little hard to actually get like some of these to work. Make this a bit bigger. I will admit it is hard to actually get something down up in here. But now that there is something down up in there, it makes it a lot easier. And then on the sides, to have one dash here, one dash here. And on the edges, one dash there, one dash there, one dash there. And then one dash here, one dash, no. One dash here, one dash there. It's going to look weird, I can already tell, but it's fine. One dash there, one dash there. One dash here, one dash here, one dash here. Starting to sound like a very specific YouTuber now. If you know the name of the YouTuber, please let me know. This is grid work now. So, okay, that's fine. We'll add like not too many of those. I'd add one here, which is not in the middle. And I'll add one here, which is also not in the middle. So I had two of those. And then on the edges here, I mean, honestly, I'll just have some orange dots there at the tips, because I'm kind of bored of this. Actually, it's not that I'm bored. I think adding like the orange here, it makes you think that there's a connection, but there's not. I'm not personally bored doing this. There we go. This is a bit finicky though, with adding those lines. I'm not sure completely why it's like that, but it is for whatever reason. And here, I mean, I could add pink here. And then here can add something similar. Well, that's not fully in what we're looking for. That's better. Yeah, that's better. And then everything else, I don't really need an alias tool for that. I can just add it however I want to. So I can add... Well, actually, the circular rim, it may be a little difficult getting that in there. So let me not talk too much. It may be a little bit difficult getting some things in there. Now this will give the illusion that you're seeing through part of this, but you're not. You're not seeing through any of this. And that's not 100% straight, which is not supposed to be. Because it's a curve. Like you have a curve on a parabola. There you go. And then for the rest of this, not like that. I'll add like some bolts onto this. Differing sizes, as always. Bing bing, 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 bing bing. Bing 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 bing. Now they're gonna ask why there's extra there. There's no rhyme or reason why there's extra. But in some places it just has more. Okay. So I finished playing Polka Dot for a little bit, and it's looking quite good. I will admit. Now, why does this side have nothing? I won't answer that question, but it has nothing for no given reason. I'll probably add, given the circumstances, I'll probably add a like this as a curve, as a terminal to this one. And then in between, I'll just add like something like this, where it's not fully across, but it's it's okay. Okay. And then I guess here I can add dots as well. Somewhat like this one, but you don't have to. And here it will be, I need low opacity here. Just blend in a white streak on either side of this, just to give the outline a bit more cut. Boom, 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 boom. And for this one, it also needs it. Yeah. Pretty much done, right? They say. I could trick people into thinking like there's a connection here. Like I could do that, and I think I actually will do that because then they'll say, no, he probably had a purpose for adding these, and the purpose was making them think that there was a purpose for adding these. Gotta bamboozle them. Art does have meaning, but it's not the meaning that you think it is. Only the person who created it knows what the original meaning of everything was. Alright. I'll add this thing here. How long has it been? Less than an hour. Let's go. And no one's come to stream. Alright. Okay, so a green site here. So we'll add I'll make an eye there. A. We'll see who gets the message. We'll see who gets the message, alright. I'll be at X here. Alright. That's actually kind of far. That's actually a bit far. So we'll add actual name here. Just for the people who need to find a hidden meeting and everything. Make sure they have something to look forward to. Why does this look so faint? Oh my goodness. Look at that. Amazing. It's comedy gold right here. Alright. This, believe it or not, I could probably add like something across this. Not like that. That's a little too faint. Just add two of these here. They won't know exactly what those are for. And then I have layer 5. I don't really know why I kind of need it. I don't think I need it. But for some of these areas, it's just going to be adding shadows behind it. Maybe honestly, this as is pretty alright. I'll add this. I'll add this strange pattern here. Yeah, they'll figure it out eventually. Someone will find meaning in this. Yeah, someone will find meaning in this. This part probably doesn't need it, but we'll add a tail right there. There's like 3 humans spy on me. I don't know who it could be. Move this over and delete some of these. Just move that over. Okay, and then tap some relevant areas. Yeah, just tap some relevant areas. Make that look a little bit better than it actually has to be. See, little hand right there. Actually, connect this. Connect that. And then someone will probably find some meaning in this. Actually, the human neck is not that large. I really need to fix that, but human neck's about this large. Yeah, they'll never find that. They'll never find an Easter egg in there. They'll never find it. So we're gonna add a few Easter eggs for no apparent reason. Alright, so human. Actually not like that. But this is human. Way better. Hello. Hi Ruby, welcome to stream. Okay. Actually, wait, no. That's actually a little too wide. We have to connect it like that to make it make sense. There we go. Connecting that makes it a little not good. But yeah, that's fine. Alright, people will never find it in there. So, 2 Easter eggs. So, one there, one there. They'll have to zoom in for that. But hopefully they could find something. Here I might just add fissures in the gray zone. Just to give it more context. Well, more contrast, whatever. Just give it more contrast. It's not like I have to make not like it has to be 100% exact. Just has to be there to give the contrast that I'm looking for. That's a little too far. This ideally should come like this. And move up this way. Probably not like that. But this is better. Then I could just delete... Oh no, actually I can't delete that. So actually just undo it. I'll just undo it. And now just do the dot around it. There you go. Not bad. Dot underneath is just the contour over here, but that's fine. If I remove this, it loses some flavor, but it's alright. And then this I can just add a dash or two through. Yeah, it works. I'll leave the black hole there. It's alright. I'm not sure if I want to do anything else. This tail is okay. But maybe not like that. But I could add something here actually. And get rid of this layer because I don't really need it anymore. I can move this down. Oh, I know what I have to add in this layer. I have to add text, probably. Which I can do. Lower this down. Trying to make a helix is actually a little difficult, but I can do it. Yeah, I can do it pretty easily actually. Even though this is not a perfect helix, it's alright. A tiny helix. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so it's on layer 5. I'm not supposed to be on layer 5, but it's alright. In terms of banners, I could add everything else I want to it later, like links and everything, but if this is going to be the back end of what the banner is going to look like, I think this is okay. I'm getting tired though. Yeah, so this is okay. Otherwise, I probably do. You can look online for ideas. Actually, probably do. Get a different color from here. Just grab this color and do something with it. So 0CO, 0C0 CFF. So that's the circle tool. if I increase my brush size, it's going to cover it up, which is okay. But I can add circular streaks where I want them to be. So, like, here, for example. Although that does, that doesn't, like, it doesn't do what I want it to do, actually. Although, this is actually not bad. What I will do, I will delete this 'cause it's too large, so I didn't mean to. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. No alias system. Just don't want that there. And then I'll keep the highlight there. Because why not? Because that looks pretty cool. Otherwise, I think this is pretty much done. And all I have to do is just add text now. But I already added text. I could put 2026 over it. I know I can do that for sure. So let's add that with the least disruption possible. So 20. That's not gonna be visible. It's 2026. But that makes it look terrible. So I'll probably just add the text instead as an option. Probably just add it there. Twenty 26. Probably just add it there because it look more natural. There you go. Keep that as a okay. Yeah, that just looks better. And then if I add it there, it will be okay. Yeah, if I add it there, it'll be okay. I do want to add something that goes around this circle though. So I'll add a darker gray in the circle somewhere. And it would be somewhere around here. Okay. And now you have a racetrack. Pretty cool. And in this, I could just add green dots wherever I want. Not in discrete checkpoints, but just add them wherever I want to. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, well, that doesn't look ideal, so actually putting them a bit closer together may be better. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. Just go around and around and around. Although these are smaller, it gets bigger as you go around. And then I could add a second line to there. Like a fainter line that does about the same thing. Oh, well, not at that level of opacity. Something a little bit smaller. And I guess a different color too. That would honestly be better. Something like this. Yeah. And then remove this. And then make it look like an arrow. Make it look like an arrow, please. If that makes any sense. No, that still doesn't look right. Oh my goodness. It's faint, but it doesn't look right. There you go. That wasn't too hard. Okay, I think that's done. I just got a test. I don't think the file system pops up on my screen. But if I click save as, I don't think it doesn't pop up, right? If I move my mouse, it doesn't do it. Okay. So it's not going to show my files, which is okay. Okay. Pretty good. I know what this is. It will be channel banner 2026. I'm going to be using the same font every year. And that should be pretty good. Save. And this is done now. So if we get rid of the base layer, then the colors go away. Actually, it might actually make it look slightly better if I move this. But I'll keep it this way because it looks a bit better with the contrast. So I'll keep it that way. But if I remove the layers one by one going up, it looks like this. It gets a lot less complicated. So get rid of this, which is a 26 there. There's another layer in between, but I'm not really using that. And then as we add it slowly down the list, we get the painty work that we have here. Then, as far as I know, there's nothing on this layer. So this layer doesn't matter. But everything else seems to be doing quite well. Instead of having a wasted layer, though, what I'll probably do is get in here and then add a little bit to make these lines actually somewhat useful. And I will add this color. See there on both sides. Well, it has to be darker than this. I'll add it here. There we go. And I'll take this color and I will add it outside of here. So around both of these, I'll just make it wider. Although not like that. I'll make it a lot fainter. So I'll just have this rim around each one of these. And then do the same thing up here. Okay. And take this back. Re-add it. Right here, fill it in. And it looks okay. Okay, so that's the actual finished version now. So I'm going to save this again. And now I will export the image. So now that the work is actually done. Hiya. Oh, you sent 2 messages. I only saw 1. My bad. But now that the work is actually done, let me remove this message. So we unpin it. So this message no longer should be applied. You can edit it now. Which channel banner? It's the one that you see on screen. Or are you asking who's the channel banner for? Okay. So let me export this, and then I'll upload it to YouTube. And I'll start probably either something else or maybe go to a game or something. I don't really know. This needs to still be in the same size that it normally is. Then resolution, change resolution. The highest I can get it. Well, I'm not going to change resolution because it's built in this, but a bigger resolution will be okay. Your channel banner? Yeah, so this is my channel banner. I'm going to replace the current one with. The current one is, I could pull that up in a bit, but the current one has, it looks like, it doesn't look like the same, it has the same like art style, but it has a lot more going on than this one. I'm probably not going to make a new profile picture. But if you want to see what the other one looks like, I'll open up the other channel banner. It should be in here. I don't know why it's not in here. Oh well. Hold on. I look for the channel banner from 2025. Because I have the image, but I don't have the actual project. Apparently. I don't know why. Which app am I using? I'm using Metabang Paint Pro. That's what I'm using right now. I have the pictures, but apparently I don't actually have the Metabang file actually in the right place. That's not good overall, but it's manageable, I guess. I don't remember where it's saved to. Oh, there it is. It's in the R folder. Never mind. Okay, hold on. Let me open it. It should be openable. I know how to open it now. The other banner looked like this. So this was the other banner. This is going to be the new one. So, like this. This will be the new one, and then this was the older one. Yeah, so close on both ends. This is what the new one looks like. And then the old one, which is right here. Which game is your favorite? At the moment, or like all time? You have to specify. Just trying to upload this thing. Give me a moment. Okay. Okay, so the post should be up, so you guys can edit the image now. So you could download the image now and then edit it however you want to. Let me close my files. I might need to actually move a lot of the stuff I have in Metabank to my operating system and not the OneDrive, because the OneDrive's pretty full. How many works are on this website? It keeps getting full every day. Okay. Let me pull it up. Switch to this one, right? Why is it not purely human? Why is it not showing? Microsoft Edge should be showing. Apparently it doesn't show. Automatic. Windows up. Okay, something's weird. Okay, wait a minute. Accept all. So on this page, nothing is showing from Microsoft Edge. If I were to switch to YouTube, does it show? No. I need to fix this. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I have to fix why this isn't working. It should be working. I'm not sure why it's not. Maybe I have to like reactivate this. But it should be working. There we go. Okay. So YouTube is working now. Does this pop up? Yes, okay. There you go. It works now. Okay. So this purely human site, I forgot who created it. It's not really too relevant. The creator, it just exists. If you like doing, I guess, well, it seems like the only things that they have available is if you're doing like drawn art, not music or anything else. But if you like doing pixel art, digital art, traditional, and you don't like AI, you can post it to this website. It's meant to be a website specifically for people who don't want to see AI but like art. So if you want to join this website, you can. I'm not super interested, but it is pretty cool that people do have their own community for their own stuff. So I'll post this in chat for the people who want it. So if you want to look at that, you can look at it. I think I have to re-pull up my brush tab because I think I closed everything. Yeah, I think I closed all the docs, so I think I might actually be in trouble now. So let me switch back over. I forget. I don't remember. That's kind of one issue with editing. I don't actually know how to pull up docs. It's one major issue. But I imagine the docs will be up here somewhere. Because I don't know how to do these things. Actually, I'll probably close this and just change the title. So I'll just save everything. And just close this site. Yeah, save the data. I'll just close everything. And then probably get to gaming over here. Now this will be for Foxhole or any desktop game. Won't be doing desktop games for a little bit because that's pretty much been my past 4 streams, desktop gaming. For this, I'm gonna get a switch up. It should be working. Well, actually, there's no... I think my Switch is actually dead, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, it is. So I can't actually play any desktop games right now. That's kind of unfortunate, but I could play it. I can't play any Switch games, but I could play a desktop game, probably. What game should I play? It's a good question. I know most people have access to Roblox. I do know that, but... I mean, otherwise... I'm not really sure. Alright, so... Okay. So, making a channel banner was the first part of the stream. Now it's gaming, so... Games after making a channel banner. We're at the games part, so save that. No games, just designing. The description's now defunct. It doesn't make sense anymore. In terms of games, I need to actually see what I have available to put on for people. Or I could just keep this as a just chatting stream. Whatever you guys want. Okay, I just looked outside, actually. The snow is coming down pretty hard, believe it or not. So, I might be here for a while. Goodbye, Sky Blue. Thank you for coming. Hold on. The screen is still black on your end, I believe, so let me change that. It's desktop gaming. I could get rid of this hiding image. I need to update the sub count. Game capture is not going to be able to get this right, so turn off game capture and then go to Roblox. Now, as far as what I'm going to be doing, I think the last time the main issue is that my audio was just way too high. This time, I think my audio should be fine. Now. Well, it should be fine now. So, I made a channel banner. It's up now. You can change it however you want. And now we're getting to gaming. Yeah. I don't know. If you guys like this channel banner, or you don't like it, or you hate it, however you feel about it, please let me know. Because I do actually read comments. Believe it or not, I do read them. So if you have a suggestion, please let me know. Okay. 2 vehicles are already deployed. Oh, goodness. Oh, we're sitting on that tank. Oh, nice. Look at that. It's a beautiful tank. Oh, we're almost about to win anyway, so probably just get this over with, and then I might play something else. I should really just have my Switch charged now. That would be probably the best recourse at the moment. Okay, I'm already dead. Just had to leave the game. Okay, I'm already down. Maybe that's not the type of game to play today. Or maybe it is. I have no idea. It's kind of hard playing Roblox games. Now, after with so many games have to offer, it's gotten to a point where, yeah, there's some good games out there. But also, at some point, it's kind of too many games that you've been playing. What I'll do, let me get the charger for the Switch going, just so at some point I can actually turn on the Switch, so you guys can watch me play a game or two. I just have to actually get that set up, so give me a moment. Give me a moment or two, and I should be able to get it done. This charger feels a lot weaker than it was last time. Not a good sign. Definitely have to pay attention to that. Okay. So I got both the charger and the HDMI cable for the Switch. Now it's kind of windy outside. Now at some point, just gotta see when this thing turns on, and probably play. Should probably actually make a separate stream for that, but you know, I don't know how many people actually playing Splatoon 3 nowadays. Do you guys know if people are actually playing Splatoon 3 nowadays? I have no idea. I know there are people still playing the game for obvious reasons, but I haven't really been checking in, but I don't know if there's too many casual streamers actually playing the game. Are there? Or are there not? That would be a good question to ask. Because if there aren't, then I could probably fill in for that for the time being. You might as well be able to capture a viewer base while you have time, and just fill in the void so people come to you for it. Well, for other stuff, I mean, it doesn't really matter as much. I think I changed the stream title. I don't think I changed it on Twitch, but Twitch doesn't really matter as too much, at least for channel discoverability, as they like to call it. But you never know. So while that's charging, I need to figure out something I want to do, or something that people will want to see in that time period. So let me get rid of normal stream, hide that, and I'll actually turn up game capture. And for a brief moment, what I'll actually do is not YouTube TV. I didn't mean to pull that up. What I'll actually do is I'll pull up Pixelgun briefly to play a little bit. And then when I'm ready, I will turn on the Switch for Splat 3. Okay. Okay, there we go. Doesn't last too long, but you know, do the best we can here. When unscrew up temple, I'll do that first. I need to get rid of this weapon. Use this weapon. Oh, luxury beats are pretty nice. Access to. Ooh, I can't actually aim fast enough to actually get rid of them. It's alright. Even if we're losing, if we're having a little bit of fun, that's all that really matters. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so when Splatoon loads up, I'll actually start a separate stream and get back into that. Because I know that some people actually kind of miss those streams. Having two uploads in a day is actually better than having 0. Winning on Scrap Temple is a bit difficult these days. I think it's because I'm not actually playing at the level that they are. So I'm actually dying a lot more than I otherwise should be. Which, you know, is problematic, but it's not impossible to recover from. Is the Switch up yet? I believe it is. So actually, believe it or not, I can actually start a stream somewhat quickly. Because it does seem like this system actually does work a bit. Yeah, it seems like the system's working. So I'm gonna end this stream. I'm gonna make another one.